Alright folks, buckle up because episode 7 of The Wheel of Time, season 3 did not hold back. We're talking battles, betrayals, and some real gut punch moments. This episode had it all. If you thought we were in for a slow buildup, you're seriously mistaken. The Two Rivers is in full-on war mode, and Perrin is stepping into a whole new role, one that's going to have us all wondering, is he the hero the Two Rivers really needs? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this episode, we watch Perrin grow from a guy who's just trying to protect his people to the golden-eyed leader of Two Rivers. No pressure, right? Plus, there's the return of some familiar faces, some good, some not so good, and we see a side of certain characters that we never expected. So if you're ready to dive into the chaos and heartbreak of episode 7, grab your sword, or maybe just a snack, and let's break it all down. The calm before the storm. Episode 7 kicks off with the people of the Two Rivers preparing for war. It's a tense moment, and Perrin has already given the order. The villagers are ready, armed, and ready to defend their home. But things take an unexpected turn when a group of visitors arrives. Not the Trollocs, but the Tuatha'an, the traveling people Perrin has known and loved. It's bittersweet, though. Perrin is happy to see his friends, especially Aram, but there's a somber tone hanging over the reunion. Aram's grandfather has passed, and it's clear that Aram is wrestling with his feelings of grief and guilt. He wishes he could have saved his grandfather, even if it meant going against his peaceful nature. This is a key moment for Aram's character arc, showing that he's struggling with his own values versus the brutal reality of war. Meanwhile, Loial, our beloved Ogier, has a conversation with two Aiel women. Now, Loial's known for being somewhat of a gentle soul, but even he's had enough of these Aiel women's bravado. They owe him a debt of toll, but Loial doesn't want them getting involved in the battle. So, in typical Loial fashion, he comes up with a clever plan. He proposes a game of Maiden's Kiss, a dangerous Aiel tradition, but the stakes are much higher. Loial risks his life to save both women, and in return, they agree to honor their debt. Loial, ever the strategist, ensures that these two Aiel women won't be leaving anytime soon. It's a clever move, though it's unclear whether they'll play a major role in the battle ahead.
Why should we fight for you?
The growing tension and alliances. As the preparations continue, Alanna, the Aes Sedai, is busy teaching the Cawthon sisters how to channel. She's trying to strengthen herself by tapping into their power, and it's clear that she's preparing for something big. Meanwhile, she reaches out to the new wisdom of Two Rivers, hoping to form an alliance of sorts. But the tension is palpable. It's not just about defeating the Trollocs anymore. It's about survival. In the meantime, Faile is having her own set of conversations. She reassures the villagers that the Trollocs are afraid of wolves and they'll be safe under Perrin's protection. It's a nice sentiment, but Faile knows there's a real fight coming. But despite her concerns, she's also determined to stand beside Perrin in battle. When Perrin tries to stop her from fighting, Faile hits him with a harsh truth. She's not a damsel to be saved. She's not afraid of the battle, and she's not going to sit back just because her husband is worried for her safety. It's a bold moment that shows how far Faile has come in her own arc. Meanwhile, Dain Bornhald, leader of the White Cloaks, enters the fray. Perrin, ever the tactician, manages to make a deal with Dain, even though the animosity between them runs deep. Perrin doesn't back down from the bitter truth of their past. He reminds Dain that he killed his father, but he also points out the injustice of burning innocent people, like Natty, at the stake. This confrontation sets the stage for what feels like an uneasy but necessary alliance. Dain, despite his misgivings, agrees to help fight the Trollocs. It's a powerful moment of redemption and reconciliation, but you can tell that neither side fully trusts the other. The battle begins. And then the battle begins. We've seen bits and pieces of the Trollocs and the threat they pose, but now it's all come to a head. Perrin has made his plan. The villagers, the Tuatha'an, the Aiel, and the White Cloaks are all going to fight together, but the odds are still stacked against them. Loial, being the wise one, suggests they close the Waygate. That's the key to truly protecting the Two Rivers, shutting off the flow of reinforcements from the shadow. But that's easier said than done. With the battle raging outside, Loial determined to keep his word and save his friends, goes to close the way gate. Unfortunately, this decision comes at a cost. Loyal dies, a heartbreaking loss for Perrin and for all of us who have grown fond of this gentle giant. But Loyal's sacrifice isn't in vain. By closing the way gate, he ensures that no more Trollocs can pour into the two rivers. It's a somber but noble end to Loyal's journey, and it will weigh heavily on Perrin as the battle continues. Meanwhile, Alanna, Maxime, and the Cawthon sisters join forces to unleash a hailstorm of diamonds. It's a beautiful and terrifying display of power as they rain down sharp, deadly ice on the advancing Trollocs. But just when it looks like the tide might be turning, disaster strikes. Alanna, walking toward Perrin, is struck by an arrow. The Cawthon sisters are left in a panic, unsure of what to do, but Perrin takes charge, urging them to get her somewhere safe. It's a moment of vulnerability for the characters, showing just how real the stakes are. As the battle intensifies, Maxime has a powerful moment of clarity. He rallies the troops, reminding them that battles aren't won by soldiers alone. They're won by those who can see when the tide is turning and act on it. The villagers, inspired by Maxime's words, rejoin the fray with newfound determination. But the loss of Alanna weighs heavily on everyone's minds. The ultimate betrayal. And then, just when it seems like things couldn't get worse, the ultimate betrayal is revealed. Dyneborn Hald, who had agreed to join the fight, shows up with his white cloaks, but it's clear that something isn't right. Perrin begins to suspect that Dyne's forces haven't been attacked by the Trollocs, which raises alarms. And then it hits him. Padan Fain is in the two rivers. Padan Fain, the Dark Friend, with a vendetta against Perrin and his people, has infiltrated the heart of the two rivers. He's brought his own forces with him, and they launch an attack just as the villagers think they've won. The waygate is open, and the two rivers is under siege once again. Perrin, realizing the danger, tries to close the gate, but it's too late. Fain's forces are already inside, and the battle for two rivers takes a dark turn. As if things weren't bad enough, Loyal dies in the process of closing the waygate, making his sacrifice all the more heartbreaking. But Perrin isn't one to give up. He confronts Padan Fain, and in a tense standoff, he makes a deal with the Dark Friend. Perrin offers Fain a bargain. In exchange for the lives of the people of Two Rivers, he'll let Fain go. It's a difficult decision, but Perrin's pragmatism shines through. He knows that he can't let his people be destroyed for his own pride or anger. Fain, perhaps realizing that Perrin means business, agrees to the deal. He retreats, taking his forces with him, and the battle ends, for now.
We had a deal.
What are you talking about?
The aftermath. In the aftermath, we see the toll the battle has taken on everyone. Alanna, despite the trauma of being struck by an arrow, decides that she's not taking the Cawthon sisters to the White Tower. The pattern, she says, has different plans for them. It's a cryptic statement that leaves us wondering what the future holds for the sisters. Aram, who has long struggled with his path as a Tuata'an, chooses to stay behind. He decides that he will return to the forge as a blacksmith, having rejected the way of his people. It's a poignant moment, showing how much Aram has changed throughout the series. Finally, Perrin, the reluctant leader, takes his place at the helm of the Two Rivers. Loyal's book, which he left behind, has a single line written in it. Perrin is the leader of the Two Rivers. It's a small but powerful reminder of just how far Perrin has come, from a simple blacksmith to the golden-eyed lord of Two Rivers.
I suppose you call yourself children, so I shouldn't be surprised you can't.
Our nerdy thoughts. And that's episode 7 of The Wheel of Time, season 3. With only one episode left, we're in for a ride. It's clear that Perrin's journey is far from over, and the other characters will have their own battles to fight. With the final episode looming, we can't help but wonder how the threads of fate will intertwine in the next chapter. Until then, what did you think of episode 7? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Wheel of Time content. See you next time.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.